Hi friends, welcome to World Explorer. Today we are discussing about postnatal depression and parental bonding during COVID-19. What is postpartum depression? Postpartum depression is nothing but if a woman is developing depression symptoms, that is helplessness, hopelessness and worthlessness after delivery, then it is called as postpartum depression. Now it is a major public health problem because it is affecting more than 13% women every year of after a childbirth. So if there is a depression, it is risk to self and also to the family members and also to the child. Now postpartum screening tools are available nowadays, but applicability to multicultural population is not yet established. This postpartum depression is usually underdiagnosed and also undertreated. So what is postnatal depression? According to postpartum.net, it is the feelings of anger, irritability, guilt, lack of interest in baby, changes in eating and sleeping, trouble concentrating, thoughts of hopelessness and sometimes thoughts of harming the baby or self. So that means mother is having all the symptoms of depression and also thoughts of harming the self and also the harming the baby. So this is very dangerous symptoms. Next thing is it's related to hormonal changes, that is tryptophan metabolism or alterations in the membrane transport during the early postpartum period. This is according to Mary C. Townsend textbook, Essentials of Mental Health Nursing. Now what is parental bonding? That is mother-infant bonding. Parental bonding is mother-infant bonding. That means baby is able to recognize the mother and there is a good mother bonding relation between the mother and baby. For this there are some scales are available, that is like MIBQ. These scales can be used to assess the parental bonding. Now postpartum depression is associated with the poor cognitive and behavioral development of the child. This has been proven by the research studies, and bonding with children is very much important. So there are some therapies available, for example like interaction coaching, and even psychotherapy and pharmacological management is needed. Next thing is, who is at risk for postpartum depression? If a mother is having a history of depression or they are already having bipolar disorder, anxiety, stress, weak support systems in the family, and financial problems, unplanned pregnancy, teenage pregnancy, societal acceptance of the single mother. So these are all the aspects which we should think of because these mothers are at very risk for the postpartum depression. What are the causes of postpartum depression? First thing is, let's talk about tocophobia. Tocophobia is nothing but if a mother who is not willing to get married, means if the pregnant mother in her adolescent age, if they are having some fears like during pregnancy it is very stressful situation and they might be having some images because of media influence or because of peer influence, they feel that delivery is something very stressful to them. Means if we take an adolescent girl, if we are asking them to see the normal delivery process, she may get afraid because of these issues. So tocophobia is nothing but they don't want to get married because of the problems they are going to face with the delivery, and so what they will do is they will be self-isolating themselves, or else they don't want to maintain the long-term relationship, they don't want to get married, they want to adopt a children. So all these strategies they have planned, but what will happen here is because of parent influence or because of the family pressures, they may be getting married, and once they come onto the delivery table, it may be causing some anxiety in them. So this is might be the cause of postpartum depression. So they are having some prejudiced mind, because of this prejudiced mind they are going to develop the depression symptoms. So this should be identified in the antenatal phase itself, but majority of the time what we do is we will neglect this topic. So again, some of the mothers are having the body shape changes issues or sense of identity, means they want to maintain their slimness figure or they want to get attractive to their partners or such type of fears they may be having. So even this may lead to the postpartum depression, and the main physiological reason is sudden fall of hormonal levels of estrogen and progesterone. Because of this the mother is going to get postpartum depression. Fall of serotonin levels is also one of the cause. Now serotonin level is very much important for us to discuss because serotonin is having a protective effect on the mother. If there is high levels of serotonin, the mother is not going to get suicide. So we might not hear majority of the time a pregnant woman has got suicide. So how is this? Because of serotonin level. But what happens after delivery? within first 24 hours there is a sudden fall of these hormones like estrogen, progesterone and serotonin, then it may lead to such symptoms of self-harm, etc. Next thing is antenatal depression. So as we have said already, antenatal depression assessment is very good if you are doing, so that it will help to prevent the postpartum depression. So some scales are available in the market like Edinburgh postnatal depression scale and hospital anxiety depression scale and patient health questionnaire and Beck depression inventory for primary care. So if we are using these scales and we are assessing the mother in the antenatal phase itself, we can prevent the postpartum depression. So now let's discuss about Edinburgh postnatal depression scale. It is having 10 questions and the maximum score is 30. Each question is carrying 3 marks and it's a Likert scale with 4 options scoring of 0, 1, 2, 3, and even there is a reverse scoring of 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 0, etc. And first thing is we have to focus on question number 10 because it is concentrating on the suicidal ideation. Scale should be filled by the mother itself, and be careful that mother is not getting any influence from the others while filling the answer. And the questions are concentrating about love, enjoyment of the things, self-blaming, anxious without reason, scared or panicky for no reason, stress, unhappiness, sleeping pattern disturbances or sadness, crying, harming self, etc. So these are the symptoms of postpartum depression. They are going to assess, and based on this they are going to give the scoring. If the scoring is around 10 and greater than 10, we should be concerned about this.